It's the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He had a solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Cowboys and the Bengals, and it's coming up next.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaud alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Cowboys in this matchup. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Cincinnati's offense takes the field and leading the way for the reigning AFC champs is last season's comeback player of the year, a man who needs no introduction, Joe Burrow.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in Week 2.
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. On 2nd and 7. Burrow got a man open. It's Chase. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now a carry for Perine. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They'll run it here with Perine. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Again, here's Perine. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Play action. He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And he's going to get this down near the 25. The numbers a week ago for Chase. 6 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
And they've gone to him early in this one. I sense a theme, one that I expect to continue throughout this contest.
Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. And he remains perfect on this opening drive. Charles now 5 of 5 and another first down to work with.
He's like one of those great shooters in basketball that has his rhythm, has his confidence, and he doesn't think anything is going to miss right now. As far as he's concerned, he's going to be perfect the entire game, and who's to say that it won't happen the way he's throwing it right now.
On first and 10, Joe Burrow. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive and a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Dak Prescott and Dallas taking the field for their first possession. Dak now in his 7th season in charge of the Cowboys. 2-time Pro Bowler.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at their own 24. They start on the ground with Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 17 carries, 51 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Cowboys. James Washington, 69 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving. And Jonathan Garibay out for the PAT. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. From the gun on third down is Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So following the holding call, what can they do here on third and long? Burrow will throw. And that is incomplete. So now the Cincinnati native, also former Bearcat, and now a Bengal, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
When the Dallas Cowboys traded Amari Cooper, it was certainly a sign of the faith that they have in Michael Gallup to step up and be that type of weapon across from C.D. Lamb. He hit 1,100 yards back in 2019, but missed half of last year with a pair of injuries. He steps up here and moves the chains.
A first down carry by Elliott. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Cowboys had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw there caught by Gallup. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Prescott off play action. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Prescott now. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Ferguson. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Bengals grab it.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. They start on the bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Burrow from his own end zone. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, Burrow. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott from the gun. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. On the left side, gap. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
The drive starts with a handoff to Pirine. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. First carry now for Chris Evans. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 7-7, our score after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. And this offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's caught on his sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. To the right side and complete to Washington. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. On second down, Elliott. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. On third down, it's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hitting yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Quick slant caught by Chase. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. From the 22, here's second and 8. They'll run again with Pirine. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. So on fourth down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Oh, look at the juke. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dallas offense set for this next drive. The last series form a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Throwing again on second down. Prescott, a dump off to Elliott. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to launch it for Washington. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders, who knows what it could be. He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
First down, here's Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Looking to throw again on second down. Burrow. It connects quickly to Jamar Chase. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Burrow bats it forward. It's a jet sweep.
That was a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 41-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's the tight end, Hurst with it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Burrow looking to pass. Open man is Chase, complete. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 19. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. To throw again on second down. Burrow. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Burrow. Boyd's he put it on the carpet, a fumble. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well, so now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield in open space, that's dangerous as well because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. Throw right side taken in by Gallup. And they will have a first down as they are definitely in field goal range now down at the 20-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
A first down throw for Prescott. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And they were able to have some success throwing the football against the secondary. Look for that to continue as they try to break this deadlock. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Second down, Prescott. Man open downfield is Gallup. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 34.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running wide side, Elliott. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Prescott now. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. To throw is Prescott. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Man, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We got two. Do I hear three? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action now. Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Now Prescott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have taken the lead.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Garibay on to attempt the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by Dak Prescott, keeping it and taking it in on the touchdown run. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. From the 10. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From just shy of midfield, Burrow over the middle. That's caught by Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From midfield now, Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. And he's got Hurst as tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Again, that's Hurst. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They go play action with Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow steps away to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
McPherson's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott, he finds his target. It's Schultz. Third and short yardage. Prescott. That's caught again by Schultz. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Zeke going to get it on the option. And some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 59 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been the running game for the most part that's powering down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. On play action, Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Prescott. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schultz. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now Elliott. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Throwing, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Elliott. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
And now here in this situation, a field goal would still have them only up by 1 score, so I would think about going for it. Even if you don't get in, you put your defense in a really nice spot, making the offense go the long way to try and score.
Garibay's kick is good, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's Burrow. He finds his target. It's Evans. from the 45 on second down. Burrow. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it here with P-Ryan. Taken down at the 47-yard line. On 2nd and 7. Burrow able to find Higgins. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This is caught by Evans. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
They go with the empty set there. 5 receivers in the formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in to block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion caused defensively, and it turns into a big play.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Burrow. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Now a carry for P-Ryan. And a second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
I know in this spot they have to be thinking to themselves, let's go ahead and go for it right now. We don't know if we'll get another opportunity. But if you trust your defense at all, you kick the field goal and maybe have one more shot later.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. A short kick taken at the 18. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity. Here we go.
first down. Here's Burrow. He'll get this out to his running back, Pirine. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Oh, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Burrow will throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decided to throw for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you get a heck of a tight end candidate.
A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So a pressure spot here for Evan McPherson. This to break our 4th quarter tie. McPherson's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And now here come the Cowboys. And they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Prescott. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Now Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. That's complete to Lamb. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Prescott's throw hauled in by Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
The Bengals set to take over. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
To throw, Burrow. Complete to Boyd. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43. And quickly they get to the line. Now Burrow. Here we go. This to avoid overtime. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This one taken just inside the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Here's Pirine. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Burrow on third down. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have a Bengals first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Again, here's Pirine. Gets around him. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5. Here's Burrow. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime. Now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want them.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught inside the 5. A huge play there in overtime. And even 50 yards. So often in overtime, Charles, games are won or lost on one big play. That might have been that big play right there.
And the ability to execute it despite the stakes. Because, let's face it, we've been there before. We've seen guys, maybe they hyperventilate a little bit when it's their opportunity. Not in this situation. They executed it calmly, and they really got it done.
And now they're set up in prime position. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Pirine. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. As the fans exit back out through the turnstiles, not happy looks on their faces. Feel like they probably let this one slip away at home in overtime.
I would agree with that, and their unhappiness hurts the guys at concession stands on the way out, right? Not stopping to buy something for the kids. They just want to get home. But what a dramatic way to finish this bad boy off. I mean, this game was dramatic all the way through. That's why we got to overtime. And then to go ahead and finish it this way, the fans streaming out unhappy. But the team that came in here and won this one on the road, they sprinted to their locker room.
And speaking of buying things, dinner on you tonight, Davis.
I kind of figured that was coming.
So for Cincinnati, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.